did not go for vote. This is very unfortunate that we Indians do not think the importance of our vote, or we think that this is a local matter and let the local people decide it. I think there is a lot of awareness. Even Bill Clinton group, I understand a lot of Indians. I see the local Indian papers, a lot of Indian groups, some leading leaders of Indian community, some doctors are getting involved, a lot of business people are getting involved, and they are more and more contributing towards the funds, fundraisers, dinners. Indian community is very affluent. Now they're in a position to uh, give bigger donations. And even I've seen volunteers, some volunteers, some Indian students are giving a lot of time into their campaigns for soliciting, for cold canvassing, for all kinds of work, for faxes, for every kind of campaign, every component of the campaign. They are contributing a lot of time in
Do you
this
know
way.
how much funds were raised by Indians for the bushcraft thing?
In different parcels, I think the amount could be in millions of dollars. I know a friend of mine in Westchester, him and his wife, they are here for the last 30 years. They have been doing, my brother, he has been going for every White House fundraiser. Doesn't matter whatever the ticket is, and I have seen $1,000 to $10,000. He's on the inner circle, and there are a lot of. There's one doctor who got appointed in Florida. He is also in the human rights something commission, and some person from south of India, I think Dr. Cherry, and he's also on some kind of a panel. I understand he's also involved with some kind of a committee. He was appointed by the president. A lot of South Indians are involved. A lot of North Indians are involved. A lot of Punjabis are involved. A lot of Sikhs are involved. I know another Sikh gentleman from Washington D.C. He has been very actively involved with the local politics, and even with the presidential campaign. And I don't have the exact figures in front of me, but they have been very generous.
Do you feel there's a larger percentage of Indians leaning towards being Republicans or Democrats?
It's hard to say, but I would say it's 50-50 the way it looks. Our community is right straight across 50-50. I did see some students who are even pro Ross Perot also. I couldn't tell you the percentages, but it's a lot of my friends. They are in both the groups.
Would you say the richer Indians lean more towards Republican?
Yes, I would tend to agree so.
Could you just say the whole sentence?
Yes, I think all the elite or the very successful people with a lot of money, I could tell from the past performance, because in the last, I would say, four presidential inaugurals, a lot of Indians attended all the fundraisers. Like I mentioned earlier, from $1,000 a plate to $10,000 a plate, I have seen a lot of people going for all kinds of funds. Some of those Indians are on the regular mailing list for every campaign they went.
Is it for the tax breaks? Is that one of the reasons?
That could be one of the incentive also, because Indian community, their incomes have risen so much, so they could take a tax deductible situation, so they could go, they could be seen amongst the public, local public, and even they could mingle with the mainstream Americans here. Because if we are going to be living here for second generation for our kids, we have to participate in the mainstream American way of thinking.
Does the Sikh community support the Republicans more than the Democrats, or are they also equally divided, do you think?
I should think they are more towards Republican, but it's hard to say. They might be equally divided too.
Why would the Sikh community support Republicans more? Is there a reason for that?
In the past, some uh, lobbyist groups and some senators and some people in the White House have raised questions about the human rights commission and activists. Also, we were very hopeful that because President Bush and President Reagan have been very successful in doing other their foreign policy had been very good. We were looking up to it that maybe they could carry the case and convince the Indian government to do the justice for the Sikhs.
To do justice mean?
Meaning that they could question the Indian government that why all these atrocities and why all this stuff is going on in Punjab and in Kashmir in terms of the government imposed strictness and or they're just locking up people for no apparent reason and not bringing them to trial. A lot of people since 1984, after the death of Madam Gandhi or even before that Blue Star operation, they are still locked up indefinitely. So we want to make sure that they are brought to trial if or they should be released. They are being detained unnecessarily.
Okay. I think that's good. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
That's it. I personally think that whoever wins, they address the local economy and deficit and the medical. I mean, the main program, like Perot says, we don't care who comes in, but they should address all these things. And there's a worldwide recession right now. Major drastic measures have to be taken. America is still the number one power in the world after disintegration of USSR. And I wish well. I hope George Bush wins again with Dan Quayle. We participated in the debate process also. We've seen it. It looks good, but it's very competitive. Again, very happy to see that electoral process in America has been very, very good, and they are very fair and square. And like they say, it's not over until it's over. So we are still very hopeful. I, being a Republican, I still think George Bush and Dan Quayle are going to win, even though the polls are showing otherwise. And I'm very confident that they are going to prevail again because of their foreign policies and because of their experience, I should say, because Republicans are in the White House longer. So at this point, that counts also because Bill Clinton was a governor for 3 terms, but he doesn't have too much experience in terms of the foreign policy and the foreign affairs. Thank you.
Thank you.